one of my favorite episodes of the season. America picks you a new partner, and America picks what dance you're going to do. Let's get to it. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to put my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag in all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Dancing with the Stars. This is season 22, episode 5, which is the America Switch Up week. And this is actually one of my favorite ones because it is, I think the difficulty level is higher probably than everything except for the finale with Dancing with the Stars. So it was good. It was really, really good. But Maxim was the guest judge. And just to remind you all know that Maxim and Peter are actually engaged. I love them too, but anyway, he was a judge, so of course she knew she was gonna have her work out for her. But anyway, so let's get to this because of course you know there's a lot 2-hour show, so let's get through this. Okay, first up, because America chose all this. We put together Wanye and Whitney. James Bay actually performed live during their they did a tango, and you know what? It wasn't bad, but I knew right away when I was watching them that there was too much movement on the top line, that their frame wasn't, and it was evident it was Wanye. His frame wasn't still. So I knew they were going to get in trouble for that, and they actually did. They got an 8, 2 7s, and an 8. Yeah. It was what it was. Wanye, too much. It was too much swag to it, but cool. Next, we put together Keo and Kim Fields. It was really cute to see Keo actually got a chance to sit down and actually have lunch with Chris, Kim Fields' husband, and also the kids. They actually had a lunch together and they talked and everything, and that was nice to see in the package. And I keep saying this every week, Kim Fields is actually in her element. I like her. She's so corny, you know, but I like her on this show. She's a perfect fit for this type of show. So she's been good to watch. And on this one, I was so proud of her. It was a Vietnamese waltz, and she looked gorgeous. Let me tell you, Kim Fields looked so good this week. She looked better this week on Dance with the Stars than she did the whole time she was on Real Housewives of Atlanta. They had her in a really pretty dress. They had her hair in an updo, and it was pretty. It was pretty, and it was soft, and she looked really, really good. And I enjoyed it. I really did. Len and Max criticized the choreography, which that kind of fell on Keo, you know, and that's fine because, again, remember, Keo has never been able to even go this far in the competition. So this is good experience for Keo, you know, to see what they like and what they don't like and that kind of thing. So I was kind of glad, you know, that he's getting his fair shot at this. And I've been very happy with that all season. But, yeah, there was problems with the choreography with them too. And I just thought personally it was the best dance that she's actually done all season. She really did look gorgeous. She really, really did. I said, you go ahead on Snowball. That's what I always called her when she was on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I called her Snowball because her hair was always a blonde mess. But they really hooked her up, and she really looked so pretty and ladylike on this episode. I liked it. Next, we put together Peta and Doug Flutie. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Kim Fields' scores was an 8, 6, 6, and 8. Doug Flutie and Peta were put together. 7s across the board. Of course, you know, Doug suffers with some memory stuff. So memory is a big issue with him, remembering the steps and all that. But he did an excellent job with this. I don't know what it was about Peta, but he remembered the stuff, and it was his best performance so far. So I really, really enjoyed that. Next, we actually had Jenna and Artem actually came on as just an interlude, and they danced while James Bay sang, and it was just fantastic. His vocals were spot on. It was excellent. The dance was very, very pretty, and y'all know I love Artem. So I watch Artem all day. It was and that Jenna's a very pretty girl too. So it was just pretty. What they did was just good to watch. It was a-okay. I enjoyed it. Um, Next, we put together Ginger, Z, and Mark. Y'all know I love Mark and all that creativity that he does. They did salsa, and it was a whole production. They actually spoke. They had like spoken lines and everything. And she had the most gorgeous yellow beaded fringe costume. It was so sharp. She did an excellent job. She worked real, real well with Mark, which I knew she would, and it was eights across the board. It was good. It was really, really good. And things were starting to kick up. I said, okay, I see what's going on. It's like you kind of start seeing the line of who's going to be here and who's not going to be here. Next, we had Antonio got paired up with Karina. He got a 7, 2 6s, and a 7. Karina is an absolute sweetie. I just have to say that. And she interviews her ass off. Like whenever they were talking to her, she just knew what the exact things that she needed to say to keep America on her side. She knew exactly what to say. It was so polished and it was just so spot on because I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, so I've been Team Antonio, but Antonio's getting harder and harder to watch for me because he's just fucking dry. He's dry, cute as a button, beautiful smile, bad body, all that. He's good to look at, but he's stiff and the excitement level just ain't there. I like you, Antonio, and I'm pulling for you, but if you go home, I ain't going to feel too bad. I'll be mad because I love Sharna when you go back to Sharna, but you're not giving me, you've gone as far as I think you are going to be able to go in this competition. His best week was last week. He was excellent last week, but this week it just was like, for real, Antonio, no God. Sorry. Anyway, moving on. Next, we put together Paige and Sasha. She worked well with Sasha because remember we always have a problem with Paige being girly because she fights. That's what she does. She's a UFC fighter. So that was where her thing was. You know, she had to build a relationship with Sasha right away in that short period of time, and she had to learn to surrender. You know, surrender herself and let her femininity out, and that's hard for her, but she did it. And it was good. She got 8, 8, 7, 8. It was really good. Next we have Vaughn and Lindsay, which, you know, working with Lindsay is almost like working with Whitney because they're just alike. And it was good. It was good. They got a 8 and then 3 7s. It was nothing bad. Nothing bad. It was good. It was good. Next we had Nal and Sharna. And of course, you know, everybody was crying. It just was one of them things. It was one of those wet face type of numbers. Tyra Banks actually showed up in the package. She showed up with Niles and told him, you know what, you came in the competition with a bang, and it looks like you kind of slacking off a little bit, and I came to tell you to pull it together and let's go because you already know how to do this. Man, he got to doing his little dance, and Tyra got to crying, then it just kind of transferred through the television over here, and I was crying, and then when they did the actual dance, it was a mess all over again. I looked out in the audience. Tyra and her mom were actually there live in the audience. It was good. It was good. And they ended up with scores. It was a 9, a 10, and a 9 and a 9. So that's like the highest scores since this season started. And the first 10 was actually given out by Len. Can you believe that? But it was so good. It really, really was good. The last couple we had together was Jody and Val. And Val was really, really hard on Jody because he is. You know, Val is just like a miniature Max. So he was hard on her. It was her best dance so far. Because remember, she had a little hiccup last week. She got a 9, an 8, and 2 9s. She did excellent. And that's it. 9 minutes. There was no elimination this week. So that's it, y'all. thumbs up, thumbs down. Y'all know how that works. And they're not going to eliminate anybody else until next week. You know, they'll do a combination of scores for 2 weeks and all of that, and then somebody will be eliminated. So, but it was really good. I enjoyed it. All right, guys. So I will talk to you next week. Bye, guys.